everyone, welcome back to the Jensory YouTube channel with me, Jen. I hope you're well. If you're tuning in for the first time, hello, I'm Jen, I'm a special needs teacher and welcome to the Jensory YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make a multi-sensory jellyfish using things that you've got at home. So I'll put the resource list up on the screen and I'll talk you through all the multitude of ways that we can use this one. So in its simplest form, we are talking about a bag filled with air here. I'm not going to beat around the bush about this one. This is what we essentially are talking about. But that is a really engaging stimulus. There is a reason why babies reach out for those nappy sacks just as you've tied them off, because actually something filled with air like that kind of gives that really nice tactile feedback when you're kind of scrunching it and it's kind of bouncing back and giving you that rebound is just a really lovely stimulus. So actually that's kind of what's inspired this really. And actually, yes, we're making jellyfish, but actually if you're looking at those early developmental learners or you're working with babies, we're not really asking them to understand that it's a jellyfish. That's purely there for your context as a practitioner or a parent doing a themed week of learning or something. It's there for you, it's there for your inspiration really. Okay, so to make these I'm using just little bin liners. Now these are actually fragranced ones, so another multi-sensory kind of aspect to it as well, so you're getting that lovely olfactory thing off it. And I find the easiest way to inflate these, to be honest, is to just kind of capture the air like that, particularly with the pandemic. We don't really want to be doing things with blowing, so I wouldn't recommend kind of blowing into the bag if you're watching as a practitioner particularly. But as you can see, that's just captured the air and that's going to make the sort of base of our jellyfish. What I'm going to do to add a little bit of Jensory wow into it is to add glow sticks into the middle. Now that won't look like much at the minute, but when we're doing darkness play and we're trying to kind of build up those visual skills, that's a really important thing. So that is why my good faithful blue umbrella is here as well, just to create that. Now I will mention here actually, if you've got blackout blinds at home, fantastic, I highly recommend getting them. If you've got children or learners at home who are deafblind or have got a visual impairment, it's really lovely to be able to create that really dark space so you can do lots of visual play and light play with them. If you haven't, an umbrella, a dark umbrella, and this is just a fitted sheet over the top, will create an instant dark space for you to use, so you can get your child or learner out, lie them on their back, or even have a bit of tummy time on their front, and just create a really nice little cocoon of darkness where the world is brought in a little bit closer and actually they can explore in the sort of safe space. So actually that's a really nice way of doing it. So I always advocate having an umbrella handy and you can just pop it up and then you can do all kinds of lovely light play underneath. So highly recommend that as well. Now glow sticks you can get from Poundland, B&M, anywhere like that. They're super cheap. And what I'm going to do is just snap them and then whack them inside. Now I'm going to put about 4 or so into it. There's a reason for that because we are going to double bag this and we just want it to kind of glow. So yeah, I'm going to add those in and then show you what it looks like. Once you've got your bag like that, we're just going to wrap another bag over the top. Now that's just going to strengthen it and also stop it looking like little sticks inside. It's just going to create more of an orb kind of effect that we want for our jellyfish. Now what I've also done is try to tie the corners in where possible as well, so we get more of a kind of dome shape, so it looks a little bit more jellyfish-like. That has really strengthened it as well, so if you've got learners that you think are just going to want to squeeze it and pop it instantly, that hopefully will give you a little bit more durability as well. Now as I said, that's the kind of main stimulus that we've got going on here. That's going to kind of give a lot of kind of lovely sensory feedback on its own. If you then want to go the whole hog and make it into a jellyfish, then you can attach crepe paper onto the end, you can attach bubble wrap as well. If you've got any iridescent kind of film, cellophane, anything like that will work. You could even add beads onto it if you wanted to create another sort of auditory stimulus and again another tactile stimulus, but whatever you fancy. But that is obviously going to make it look a little bit more jellyfish-like. If you've got learners that are doing this as a sort of craft activity, so you're kind of supporting them to do it themselves, then obviously that's an opportunity to do scissor skills and cut things and choice making and designing their own thing, which obviously is going to empower them with their choices and their independent skills. But yes, there's lots of different ways that you can do that. That is then going to provide a role play resource if your learners or children are at that level, but on its own it's actually a really, really lovely multi-sensory one as well. As you can see, the sort of glowing effect isn't really kind of that apparent at the minute, so I'm just going to whack them under here just to show you the importance of having a dark space, just to add that extra little bit of wow, so you can do some visual play as well. And there they are, my multi-sensory jellyfish. Now, I will say, obviously, because they're plastic bags, be careful with your learners. We don't want any suffocation. They are tied, so they shouldn't, but obviously do be mindful of that. Also, as well, because they are plastic bags, we don't want to go through loads and loads of plastic bags and just chuck them away, so do try and keep them if you possibly can, just from an environmental perspective. Last thing I will mention as well is that a lot of people kind of say, oh, my kid isn't really into under the sea stuff, or they're not really into space, or they're not really into a particular theme. What I would say to that is, as a facilitator or as an educator or a parent or anybody supporting learning, it's down to you to present it in a way that is inspiring to them, because actually a lot of children and learners don't have that point of reference yet. So it's down to you to kind of educate them in that. So talk to them about it, go on YouTube, find some jellyfish kind of moving things, have a little jellyfish dance together, you know, have that point of reference before you make this, because then actually it's going to mean that much more to your children who are making it for a role play resource. So actually think about that and how it's presented, and actually repetition, repetition, repetition. I always say it, it's so important. Just slowly continue to introduce it into their play, even alongside something that they're possibly more motivated by, and then it will just gradually start to expand that vocabulary and expand those different learning experiences and awareness of all the lovely things that are in this world. So that's me done for today. Whatever you do, whether you're making this as a resource for a baby or a PMLD learner for them to explore, or whether you're going to do this as a craft activity with your children or learners at home, I hope you have loads and loads of fun with it. It's so easy, but just makes a really lovely thing, so have loads of fun. If you liked the video today, please do give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so you can get lots more Jensory joy and ideas like this in your life. I will put up the next video next Saturday to continue this under the sea theme, but until then, take care everybody and I'll see you soon. Bye!